Hello everybody, long time no see. It has been years, it seems like, since I have posted a video, and I think it has been. Here we are today at a neighboring property doing a barn find here. They got themselves a new shiny new John Deere riding mower, and I knew that this there'd been a Craftsman, a 90s era Craftsman GT over here. I think the last 3 owners that have bought this property have just left it behind to the next people. So these people bought a new one, and was talking to him the other day, and he said, hey, if you want that, come get it. So here we are. I'll do a separate video on this little bad boy in the foreground, but that is my new to me, Massey Ferguson front end loader. It's actually a Simplicity Legacy. It's just Massey Ferguson branded. But that is our tow truck for the day. GT5000. Pretty dirty. It's been sitting in this, unfortunately, probably rat-infested shop here for a long time. I think I know what's wrong with it, but we'll dig into that later. Actually comes with this bagger sitting here, bracket. Here's the chute, and here is the shiny new John Deere. So they were cool. They said, yeah, man, take that thing off our hands. And of course, we all know that this thing is a heck of a lot more machine than that. But to someone that doesn't want to tinker with it, try to fix it, even put a new motor in it, it's good riddance. So that's going to be our gain. So let's get a chain on this thing, get it on our loader here, and see if I can pull this thing up and out, get it over to our property, and kind of get started on it. So here we go. Well, there she is, recovered barn find. Not too bad of shape. It's all faded out, pretty filthy, but man, all the tires are still holding air, and no mismatches. Didn't have anything exciting going on back there. Hey, look at this. I even got a brand spanking new wheel. Tall cotton. There's a little flattish right there, but no big deal. Let's check it under here. Let's see what we got. Look at there. Kohler 25 Pro. Yeehaw. Check it out, man. So if I remember right, I think what happened and why this thing quit being used is that I think it has ye old inspection hole in the block somewhere. I think this bad boy is a goner. I don't know currently what you do to get something like this going again. Take forever to maybe cruise Craigslist and find another motor, but I think some guys go with some kind of a Predator, Chinese El Cheapo from Harbor Freight. But I'll at least power wash this thing down and pull the coolers there, and see if we can see what we see. I'd be surprised if it even had any oil. What do you think? Let's check it out. Yeah, not a drop. Look at that. So the last guy that lived there ran out of oil, and kaboom. Nice job, buddy. Well, might have some salvageable parts off of it, and like I said, I don't know what the current thing that you can do for the least hassle, if you can buy a short block, save the other parts, or what. But I think it'll clean up nice and be kind of a cool little tractor. I may just flip it and sell it on down the road, but we'll make some videos out of it and see if I can get myself back in the YouTube game. All right, that's all for now. Got a lot of the crud off. And by golly, there's a tractor underneath there. Really is in not too bad a shape, actually. The deck is pretty well, it's pretty rough, but the rest of it, man, it really, not too bad. Got all those snazzy bumpers on it. So I unloosened all the screws here. I don't think I've had one of these apart before, but guess I can just, yeah, there it goes. Let's lift this air. Yeah, something's hanging on that. Probably this fuel pump right here. You guys are probably shouting at the screen something that I've forgotten to do. All right, I think we got it free here. Oh, yeah, there's always one more last thing hanging it. What is hanging us? Okay, it's a little air breather. Look at that, folks. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Mouse City. Mouse condominiums. They were living high in here. Actually, I already unloosened this bad boy. There we go. Down to the flywheel. And we'll give this thing a little spin with the old wrench. Socket on that and see what it do. All right, be back. All right, got it cleaned up a little bit more. Took the valve covers off. Everything's fine here. These are in place. Big red here. When I first got it, it was running on one cylinder, and when I took this, got the similar engine. When I took this one of the valve covers off, the rocker arm was just laying off to one side. The spring was gone. The valve was jammed open, and the thing still ran. So runs like a champ now. But yeah, both sides on this, the valves, top of the heads look just fine. And so I'm turning it over. Turns over freely, real nice, and it's got, ow. Yeah, listen to that. It's got compression on both cylinders. So I'm just wondering, yeah, really good. I'm just wondering if the oil sentry has done its job and one day just wouldn't let this thing start when it finally got low on oil. And the guy probably didn't know anything about that. Didn't even think to check the oil and just left it for dead. So this area right around this oil filter was just caked, just piled up high of just oil. So who knows, maybe the O-ring failed around that oil filter. Here's the label, engine model. It's a CV730. So this model of Kohler, these twins, had a defect. I don't know if this one was corrected. I haven't dug into it a whole lot yet. I just know that they had a poor design on some of the head gaskets. And might just throw a refresh kit on this thing and fire it up. That would be awesome. I like these barn finds where they just fire it up with a few little turns of a couple of wrenches. So anyway, we'll get back on this later, but that's it for now. All right, we're back on this thing. A whole lot nicer day today, more like our spring here, nice and warm. So I quit working on this thing. I ran out of daylight yesterday evening, and but what I did before I shut it down, swapped out one of my other working batteries, put the air cooler back on, shroud. It's just kind of sitting on there. It's not fully tacked on, but check this out. Turn the key on. We got some life out of this thing the other night. There we go. Cranks over. Here we are, end of day 2. Didn't tinker with this all day, just spent a few hours on it. But I think I've gotten down to the bottom of all the problems. Let's see, where do we begin? First thing I found, I think I talked about earlier in the video, the engine being completely out of oil, and I was just assuming it had a worst case scenario, cracked block, you know, hole in the block, whatever, and just kind of checking around on things. Kept noticing that a lot of the oil buildup was just sitting over here, and I reached up, touched this filter, and it was barely even finger tight. It was actually just kind of hanging there loose. So that's been knocking, pushing all of its oil right out the filter. Guy didn't even bother to reach down and check that thing. Well, there you go, man. This thing absolutely operates like a champ. I've tried the mower deck out, PTO works. I can even sit here and talk over this engine. It's so smooth and quiet. If I can get it idle down more here. And that is, like I said, that might be one of the best running engines that I've got in my whole fleet. So yeah, heck of a barn find, and we'll do some more videos, get it cleaned up another round, and see what we can do next.